skies above the sea were swirled with pastel pinks and blues, like something a painter would create. The ocean waves were subtle at first, but they quickly swelled frightfully, as tall as spires with the water sharp as knives. Images of indignant faces peered out in rage. The ocean frothed in anger. The torrential tide rose high the bordering mountains that bounced. Then the waves became flames and an all-consuming fire. Hues of angry red and orange, though subdued, continued to rise high into the air. Sun. It swelled and crashed over and over again. It enveloped two small figures standing deep in the sand of the beach, completely. The young maid flew up, still strips of the night, waiting arms of his dream dancer. Safety and security of the wind washed over her arms. Violet sobs. It wasn't real. The dream again. She there. It was just as you were dream, actually there to be alone. Leaving behind her child had come to that day during Nara's daily work at the care home for the village. The maid fiddled with the skin around her nails of her hand as she nervously approached Nara and asked for her help with her recurring nightmares. Nara looked at the sunken, dark circles of the maid's eyes and knew that she had not been sleeping restfully. Now Nara had seen what had been burning in the woman's mind as she slept. It held the images as vivid in her mind as though she had dreamt of the fire herself. She had stood inside of the dream, danced within it, and took the burden and horror within herself and shared it. This was her spectin fate.
Hi guys, thank you so much for being so incredibly patient, and thank you even more for joining me in the first place here in our very own first ever launch party that I've ever done, that has definitely proven for a fact and without a shadow of a doubt that Murphy's Law is alive and well. I am so sad that I couldn't get my stream to work enough here with my computer to get my co-host here on the screen, but we do have Lena Laux right on over here. Right over here. She's going to be manning the chat for me, taking down questions, and she's going to be submitting everybody for the prize wheel. At the end, we've got 4 prizes. We're going to have 2 dream catchers and a totally awesome signed book of The Healer in the Mist, my first book, and The Seer and the Dreamers, my second book. So I do apologize that the video that you just saw was not sort of on the up and up, and that's terribly sad. I will go ahead and make sure that it's available on my channel and on my website later on so that you guys can all get that smooth experience. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties that we've been having. It's probably because my computer is just now starting to launch Skype, and I tried to get it open like 45 minutes ago. So anyway, I'm seeing here that yeah, I know that I'm not coming through clear and stuff, so I do apologize again, everybody, for the bad video, and I appreciate your patience with me as we get it going good enough here. So I was going to have this really awesome a bunch of videos going here, but for some reason it is really having a hard time getting everything anything going today. So that is a real big shame because I really think that we would have had a bunch of amazing videos. So I'm going to try this other one here that may be a little bit less of a less of a troublesome one here. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get that one working. So this is going to be my dearest friend who has been so incredibly patient with me my entire life and not just today. So thank you so much, Lena, for being the most amazing human being I've ever known ever in my life. Before I get this other video started where we're going to bring Lena in for a little bartending here, I do want to do a couple of shout outs. First off, my friend and wife Jackie here, she has just signed on her very first home. So congratulations to Jackie and family here for finally getting out of a 5-year nightmare with that whole apartment business. I want to go ahead and thank all of the doctors and nurses that have been across the entire state taking such good care of my entire family. My mother had to go and get some assistance today with a little bit of a pain here, but she is the biggest warrior woman that I've ever met in my entire life, and so I am just entirely blessed to be her daughter. So thank you everybody at Loveless Emergency Room for that one today. And thank you so much to the traveling nurses and all of the doctors and physicians and everyone that's helping on out with the emergency rooms and hospitalizations here at Presbyterian. They have been helping out my dad, who is getting better and better and better every day thanks to their help. And then also I wanted to go ahead and say thank you also to the dedicated staff at the VA helping out my grandpa. So without further ado, let's hope that this goes a little bit smoother. Here is your virtual bartender.
All right, hi guys. I'm gonna be your bartender for a minute. This drink I'm gonna make for you, I don't know what its name is, but it's delicious and refreshing, and if you come up with a good name, let me know. So what you want is, you'll need a glass with ice, cucumber vodka, sweet and sour, and some ground cayenne pepper, ground red pepper. Super simple, okay? So, shot glass. We're gonna go with one shot. Oh, the glass might be a little small. I like to go 1 and 1. So 1 shot of the cucumber vodka, 1 shot of sweet and sour. Stir it together and sprinkle a little pepper, ground pepper on top. This would probably also be really delicious with tahini instead. And now we'll stir and cheers. It's very summery.
And thank you so very much to our very own virtual bartender, Lena. That was really exciting here, and definitely really, really nice for some limited options here, especially seeing how COVID is kind of been messing with all of our lives here. Today I'm drinking something that's probably looking incredibly weird to you all because it does not look like it's wine, but it totally is. I promise this isn't strawberry milk. It is a chocolate raspberry kind of, I don't even remember the name, but it's really, really, really good, and it's going to knock my butt, so I'm going to wait till toast. So I'm going to go ahead and let here Lena know to spin those prize wheels since there's a huge delay. So next on our agenda here is I'm going to go ahead and do a little video here about 10 things about the author, so just so that you get to know me a little bit more here, a couple of fun facts and some of them not so fun about what has influenced me as a person and a writer.
10 facts that you may not know about me. These facts range from happy, sad, bizarre, and quirky, but they are part of who I am as a person and a writer. They have shaped me and influenced me and my writing in some way. Number one, I am a big fan of Steven Universe and Rooster Teeth's American Anime Ruby. I was introduced to Steven Universe by Tyler and Brian back when I worked at my last job. They urged, and once I started,
So I kind of was seeing here in my little studio bit that was skipping a bit. So I'll go ahead and post this on my website as well. I'll just go ahead and go over what those 10 fun facts were here, and I'm so very sorry about the big pain that this is causing here. Definitely had these huge grandiose ideas here, but technology is excuse me, what it is. Hey, it's my famous gasp. Well, fun fact number one, I'm a huge fan of Rooster Teeth's Ruby and Rebecca Sugar's Steven Universe. It's just wonderful shows that not everybody has known about or knows about, and I absolutely adore the heck out of them. I love uh, the message of love with um, Steven Universe here, and not just regular love, but self-love. There's a song at the end here that she's saying, if I could do this like you, I would could do anything if I could be just this way about you, if I could do this by you. And then early in the season it would cut off, and sometimes it would just be instrumental. But then at the end you hear the singer say, if I could love me like you, like if I could love myself the way that you love me. And that always really struck a huge chord with me, and I love the whole self-love thing. And if you haven't seen Steven Universe, you definitely should do it. Ruby, I think, is a huge inspiration for a kind of underdog world building experience here. Monty crammed this out almost overnight, it seemed like, and it is insanely complex for something that, I mean, he created the map of Ruby in a diner one night when we got some ketchup onto a napkin, and then there's the map. And yet they never falter in any of it. It's always incredibly accurate. It's consistent. It's engaging, and I hope to be that in my own writing here. Fun fact number two: I was once kicked out of Disneyland. I think I was about 16. Did you know that if you dress up as a Disney character and you're over the age of like 7, they frown upon that? Well, I didn't know that. I was in the park for like 3 hours. It was right when Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, was being released here, and I was dressed as Esmeralda. And you would have seen the pictures and everything, but please check out my website for these videos. I'll upload them today, and you get to see a little bit of that. Needless to say, it was mortifying, but Disneyland's still my favorite place. And fun fact number 3 here is that if I had unlimited money, I would still go to Disneyland as my dream vacation. I would stay in Disneyland Dream Suite. I think it's something like $100,000 a night. I would eat at Blue Bayou. I want more than anything to be able to take my kids there, and I really cannot wait. Let's see here. I've been trained in stage combat, and I loved it so very much that I even had a first dance that was a fight instead of a dance. Well, we still had a dance, but a fight first, a sword fight first. Pirates versus Ninjas. You can check that out on YouTube too. I'll put the link here in the description afterwards. Thank you so very much here. Lady, you're being the best. That's great. Let's see here. Well, I hope that it's still actually showing this video of me if it's not doing the actual other videos. And that also means that my guest spots are probably not going to happen, which is the biggest devastation to me on that one, because I had 2 amazing guest spots, and I will put those in my website as well. So please check out my website for my guest author spots. Tyler Burks, who is writing his very, very first novelization. He's been known to write some fan fictions with World of Remnant and things of that nature, like with Ruby, but he is writing a gender non-binary LGBTQ novel called The Rune Mage's Apprentice. And I cannot wait for him to get that finished so that I can read it more and more. I've read a couple of the first ideas, and it's going to be amazing here. And my second guest author was going to be Charlie Deering. Uh, yes, relation. He's my husband. For anybody who may not know here, he is a really fantastic author, and not just novelizations, but he's written screenplays. He's written uh, play scripts, and he's incredibly awesome. He's got a novel in the works that is called This Wild Earth, and I've read the beta, and I laughed, I cried, I got angry. So it's one of those, for me, it was incredibly engaging. And I'm just like, okay, so could you please finish this so that you could get started on the sequel so that I can know what's happening afterwards? So thank you guys so much for that. I'll go ahead here and see. Dun, 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 dun. You guys are being so awesome, and I'm very sorry about no videos today. This is breaking my heart. So back on to the more 10 things thing here. I was shown the movie Halloween, you know, the one with Michael Myers and all of that, way too young. I love my dad, but he showed that to me way too young. It is my absolute favorite horror movie, and I love it to absolute death. But I think I was shown it a little too young and scared the bejesus out of me. And I had a very healthy fear of the dark for many, many, many years afterwards. I even remember one night we were going to a meeting for something here with my dad and my grandparents, and when we came back, the back door was unlocked, and of course it was night, and of course I had Michael Myers running through my head, and of course I lost my McDonald's milkshake that I had just drank. So. But I will always remember that sense of fear here, and I definitely think that it was useful, especially in The Healer in the Mist, but definitely also in The Seer and Dreamers, because I wanted to give it a definite sense of creepiness here, and I hope that you guys get a chance to hear that. Um, let's see here. Yes. I got lost in the woods in Red River when I was very, very young. We were, me and my mom and my stepdad, we would be going, and my mom, and sorry, and just my whole family, my aunts, some family friends, we would always be going there, and they had some kids. Sorry, there we go. Anyway, best laid plans, right? So anyway, there were a bunch of kids, and they were a little older than me, and I wanted to be cool, and I wanted to go and do the things that slightly older kids were doing. Like maybe they were 3 or 4 years older than me. And they had significantly longer legs, and I got lost. And I was far from a trail, didn't know where I was. It was Red River, so it was in the woods, and so I ran and ran and ran and ran for I don't even know lots of wood imagery in both of my books, and I just love how it's so mysterious, and I really want to bring that sense of the mystery